And then behind the turf field, we are going to have our brand new tennis courts. The project kicks off here next week. We'll be excited to show it to all of you. Brand new in the district, we are doing a time-lapse video. So we'll have a video that's going to get cut together at the end of the project and turn this month-long project into a couple-minute video. And we will post that on the website as soon as we are done with this video. So we'll be excited to show you the progress and share this project with you.
The manufacturing lab here at BG has been an amazing addition to help students just understand more about engineering and manufacturing, and it's been inspiring them to go on to bigger and greater things.
Got it in. So I'm interested in going into chemical engineering. I actually got accepted into 2 universities with it, which are MIT and Notre Dame. I actually got a full ride from Notre Dame. If it wasn't for this lab, I really wouldn't have gotten to experience any of the hands-on things that I did get to experience. I wouldn't have realized that, oh, it's not just the theory that I liked, it's the actual making of things. And it also wouldn't have made me such a competitive candidate for so many competitive colleges.
So I came here in middle school for the NGE program, and while I didn't get to be in this room, I always walked past it, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of cool stuff. And eventually when I came to BG, I realized that, oh, they offer manufacturing classes and engineering classes, and we can actually get in here and use all this. And I wanted to be a mechanical engineer for a while, and just being able to get in here and better understand all the fabrication and the hands-on stuff that goes into engineering and manufacturing has really helped broaden my knowledge of the entire field.
Yeah, that'll work. I've had a couple other students reach out to me after they've gone to school, and they told me that because of their experiences in this lab and the machinery that they have to work with and the hands-on experiences that they've gotten, they've been just a step ahead of a lot of the other students in their classes. They've had a leg up on the competition, and they've understood more, and they've just had better experiences because of what they've been able to do here in the lab.
Here we are. We've finished the pack house. It's been a long journey, but we finally made it. Let me take you inside and show you around. You can see we've opened up the entire floor plan. Where we used to have 2 rooms and a fireplace, we've got 1 big open space. It flows right into a big open kitchen. So we've completely transformed the space. If you remember, there was a gas meter right next to the front door, a lovely addition for any home. The whole space was all chopped up into small rooms. We moved the nasty old bathroom from the center over into this little core area surrounding the stairs. In the original house, the kitchen was closed off from the rest of the living space. The trend now is to have that accessible to the rest of the living space so that you're not all hidden to do the dishes. We also moved the washer and dryer out from the kitchen and into their own mudroom. The original second floor layout was bizarre. We had a utility closet right in the center of the space that the hallway jogged around. A really nasty little tiny bathroom, also kind of center, very small bedrooms, strangely placed. So what we did was turn this entire side of the second floor into a primary suite. So a very generous bedroom. We've kind of have a nook which is over the pantry. Might be a good place for seating, or put your bed out here if you like getting the sunlight. Down a small hallway, a generously sized walk-in closet, and a custom bath. We put in a hall bathroom about the size of a bedroom. And then we have 2 very generously sized bedrooms off the side of the house with very large closets. Unfortunately, we had to remove the secret room that used to live above the stairs in order to open up that space and get some more light into the second floor. But I think we replaced it with more useful things. The kids did an amazing job with this house. It was amazing to see the transformation from fixer-upper to brand new family home. They did a great job with all the finish work and the remaining exterior work. It has great curb appeal, and they just did a wonderful job. We've got a new house over in Mount Prospect. We're gonna get going on it this June with our summer apprentices, and we're looking forward to starting again.
Good morning, everybody. I'm going to pause this video for a second because we have a special announcement. Surprise. Hi. Here he is.
And thank you for your service to District 214. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, what kid did something really cool?
No! You did something
How did I
This
not
kid
know
did something
about
really
it?
cool, right?
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for your service to District 214. Perfect. Thank you very much. You're very welcome. Thank you. Kind of. We're going to celebrate your retirement and offer a thank you and a gift from us. What's going on? We're going to celebrate you and offer a thank you on your retirement. Thank you for everything you did for Prospect and District 214. Congratulations.
Well, this is quite
I'm speechless.
Good morning. We've got a little surprise for you. Maybe you've seen coming, but
No.
good morning.
Oh, good morning.
We've got a celebration
Oh, okay.
parade coming to you to say thank you for everything that you've done for Rolling Meadows and District 214.
Hi.
Good morning.
Happening right now.
Well, we're here to celebrate you and say thank you for everything that you've done for Rolling Meadows and District 214. And congratulate you on your retirement. Good morning.
Hi.
Welcome to the celebration of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Thank
on your
you so
retirement.
much.
I gotta go. I'm about to be celebrating. I gotta go. Yeah. Well, we've said this a couple times. We want to say thank you again, more formally, and congratulations on your retirement. Joni, congratulations! Thank you. Absolutely. We've got a gift with a lot of wonderful things your colleagues have to say. A bag for travel, some things to fill your time. I hear you're gonna love this, but we wanted to celebrate you, and Mr. Masters retiring. So we wanted to come and show our appreciation for your dedication to Hersey High School and District 214, and just say thank you and wish you well. Thank you.
Get over here. Oh my gosh.
He is?
That's the tree service calling me, sorry.
Oh,
you're already
tree
moving
service.
on, huh?
We're here for you.
Oh.
To say
Oh.
congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you. I started to watch the
Thank you.
video, I didn't finish it. Oh, sorry.
Well, that's okay. This isn't in there, but this is more important.
Oh.
This is us.
Is that why they just called me into that room?
Oh, maybe.
Oh, jeez. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, let's go embarrass you again. Good morning.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on
Thanks
you.
for the help. We're here to celebrate Tim and say thank you. Genuinely, thank you for all you've done for Elk Grove. And we wish you congratulations on your retirement. Good morning, everybody.
Oh my gosh. I'm overwhelmed.
Well, good. I'm glad. This is a big deal.
This is so wonderful. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Very, very welcome. Good morning.
She loves attention.
Hey, good.
Loves it.
This is the right thing. Congratulations on your retirement.
Hey everyone! We're here to celebrate a very special someone who works in our midst. Cindy Selden.
Good morning. got a gift for you and a hearty thank you. Thank you for everything that you've done for Elk Grove and District 214. When I understand a Elk Grove grad and then to spend your career here dedicated to our students, I can't say thank you enough. I haven't said this one in a while, but you know what's not in there is an alarm clock.
I don't
Which is the
need
best part.
I don't want one.
That's the best
No,
part.
thank
So we
you.
wish you well and just want to say congratulations. So
Thank you so much. Thank
Absolutely.
you all very much.
I'm right here. Why?
Okay.
We're here to celebrate you.
Congratulations on your career.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for everything that you've done for Elk Grove.
Oh, thank
District
you.
214.
Oh my goodness.
So we've got a gift, the travel bag.
Oh my goodness.
Some things to keep you busy. And then
Yes.
some comments from your colleagues showing appreciation.
Oh,
for
thank
your
you.
time working.
Dr. Rowe and Mr. Kelly, it has been the privilege of a lifetime to work here in this district. And the best decision I ever made was to leave the law and become a teacher. So I encourage all of you, working with students is the best life ever. So thank you so
Very
much.
welcome. Very welcome.
Good morning. We've had a lot of work this summer and we're so excited with the progress. So currently the crews are really working on drywall, mudding, painting, finishes for floors and walls and windows, and so you will see the progress is really amazing. So the next steps that we're really looking at accomplishing in the next few weeks are completing all of the finishing work, whether that's the wiring in the electrical outlets, TVs, technology, installing windows and glass, removing the concrete from the Career and Counselor Center and then repouring it with the big EG inlay. So our hope is to have construction be done by the end of July so that then technology and furniture delivery can begin in order to be ready in early August for staff and students.
This year is our 35th anniversary of starting our Japanese exchange program. I personally, as a student, went on year 10 as a student of Elk Grove High School, and I liked it enough to come back and run the show. Each year, we usually welcome about 10 students from Japan and 2 chaperones, and in June, I usually take about somewhere between 8 to 12 students to Japan to visit their school after we get out of school.
日本と違う文化を学べてすごい良かったです。ウィルスタワーと博物館に行って素晴らしい風景と今まで見たことない博物館、大きい博物館で素晴らしかったです。
We also do other fun activities as a group. All of us went to main event, the arcade. They did some bowling, they played the video games. After that, we went to go see the Windy City Bulls, and that was a wonderful time, so they got to experience that. We also took a field trip as a group to the city, into Chicago, where we went to the Willis Tower, went up to the Sky Deck, and they also got to learn all about Chicago history. After that, we went to the Field Museum of Natural History. They have really been experiencing a lot of American culture with activities outside of school with their hosts, going to the mall, hanging out with friends, just being teenagers in America.
本当に日本と授業風景とか授業の仕方とか全然違くてすごいずっとこの学校にいたいなって思いました。
授業で友達と一緒に立って学ぶのが新鮮で日本にも取り入れてほしいなと思いました。
アメリカと日本の大きな違いはお風呂とトイレが一番違うなと思いました。
日本は食べ物の味が少し薄いんですけどアメリカは辛かったり甘かったりがすごく激しくて食べ物も大きくて面白かったです。
The Japanese exchange program is often seen as a once-in-a-lifetime experience. This year we were very lucky to receive a grant from the Japan Foundation of Los Angeles a grant of $10,000 that's really going to enable us to send kids to Japan. World in this age is becoming a bit cost prohibitive, but because of our sponsors, our grants, and because of the kindness of the host families, we're able to keep this program going for 35 years and hopefully 35 more years. I'm just super happy the kids were able to have an enriching experience, and I'm hoping the same for my students when we go in June, that they get to know each other, they get to strengthen their friendship with the people that they hosted here, and that they get to meet more friends around the world.
Okay, we're good.
Okay,
What?
I'd like to call to meeting the order of Township High School District 214 Board of Education for Thursday, July 18th, 2024. Would the Secretary, Ms. Keys, please call the roll?
Dessling?
Here.
Fiorito?
Here.
Heineman?
Present.
Palmer? Rauch? Here. Walker?
Here.
And Kreutzer?
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Could I ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Rauch? Aye. Fiorito?
Aye.
Dessling?
Yes.
Heineman?
Aye.
Walker?
Yes.
And Kreutzer?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
On the agenda is the approval of the minutes for June 13th, 2024, open and closed, correct?
Correct.
Yes, thank you. Motion and a second, please.
So moved. Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Any additions or corrections? Please call the roll.
Dessling?
Yes.
Heineman?
Aye.
Fiorito?
Yes.
Rauch? Aye. Walker?
Abstain.
And Kreutzer?
Aye.
Motion carries 501.
Thank you. Next up is board recognition, the Dr. David Schuler Redefining Ready Scholarship. Dr. Rowe? Patrick. Mr. Maggi. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we call up our students to be recognized this evening, we'd like to show a video with excerpts from their inspiring scholarship submissions.
That's right.
Oh, cool.
That's right.
I'd say I'm career ready because that same year I really picked up reffing and coaching. Those were my two jobs. Young soccer kids is what I would do. Whatever the schedule said, I had to be there. And that shows my commitment and my readiness for my career in the future of how to have a job and how to succeed in life.
Throughout my high school career, I've taken many courses, 6 APs and 3 dual credit courses where I was able to earn college credit. But I also discovered my passion to become an attorney through my classes.
During my 4 years at BGHS, I've been provided with more opportunities than I could have possibly imagined. My multimedia journalism classes gave me the opportunity to start and host the first ever podcast for Buffalo Grove High School. We got recognition from the NISPA organization and from NPR Radio.
The District 214 STEM career cluster allowed me to take many advanced placement and dual credit college classes to prepare for college and to work with amazing teachers like Mr. Colin Rice, which led to my decision to study chemistry after I graduated.
First and foremost, my experiences in AP and college level classes were essential to my development as a student. Not only did they allow me to start college a step ahead by earning credits, their academic rigor helped me build healthy study habits that will stay with me into college as I attend MIT next fall.
Prospect High School has prepared me and pushed me to excel through rigorous classes like AP Statistics and many other AP classes I have taken. These classes prepare me for my college level classes that are going to be a lot more challenging. So while test scores have their place, it's the experiences and classes and opportunities that District 214 provided me that truly prepared me for college and beyond.
At Elk Grove, I've taken 8 APs and 4 dual credit classes. Additionally, taking a leadership class has widened my perspective on growth as well as strengthening my desire to grow.
Throughout my time at Elk Grove, I have had the privilege to be taught by 25 teachers who have impacted my life in one way or another. They've instilled in me a joy to learn new topics, a joy to question the unknown, and a joy to collaborate with others.
Hey, I'm Xavier Lapani. I kind of do all I'm the go-to at BG for anything multi-media related. I do promotion for our sports teams. I run the Jumbotron out in our football field. I create the videos for our school assemblies and events. I've been fortunate enough to also enjoy a career pathway internship with CBS, NBC, and Fox 32 Chicago up in the air. And thanks to all the dual enrollment and AP credits I've gained, I intend to graduate college about a semester early and get into the field to start my career as soon as I can.
All right, Dr. Rowe. Will you, President Kreutzer and Board Member Dusling, please join me for the rest of recognition? So the Dr. David R. Schuler Redefining Ready Scholarship, formerly the Redefining Ready Scholarship, awards multiple scholarships to graduating seniors across the district annually for post-secondary education. The scholarship was recently renamed after former District 214 Superintendent Dr. David R. Schuler to celebrate Dr. Schuler's impact and long-standing commitment to the students of District 214 and Redefining Ready. The recipients of the scholarship must demonstrate college, career, and life readiness beyond a test score and demonstrate their preparation for life beyond high school. Each applicant took the time to craft a 30-second video, which you saw excerpts of this evening, detailing how they are college, career, and life ready beyond that simple test score. The scholarship is funded graciously by generous donations and donors to the District 214 Education Foundation. So, Will Timothy George, Xavier Lapani, Marina Rowe, and Grace Yako, please come up. Escobar, Jack Greenspan, Cameron McCoy, Andrew Pignataro, and Leanne Shea were unable to attend this evening. We are going to take our photos over there. Then after photos, students, you can sit down, and President Kreutzer and Board Member Dusling will say a few words. So, head over.
Thank you. Just a little bit of background. You're not going away, Bill, are you?
No, I'm
oh, okay. Just a little bit of background about Redefining Ready. Mr. Dusling and I were on the board when Dr. Schuler first presented this program, this concept of making high school relevant for your life, career, college, and life ready. And I remember sitting with this big, huge binder that David started, and we all looked at one another and went, seriously? Really? We just couldn't believe it. And we were awed at the concept of this. And of course, here we are today, a number of years later, still celebrating college, career, and life ready. Now, the scholarship came about, I think it was 2015, 2016, when David was elected president of AASA, and we were given funds. That funds was turned into the first year of scholarships. And then they created the videos now that you see here. But we're very proud of this college, career, and life ready, or redefining ready, to get you ready for your next career after high school. So once again, congratulations, and Mr. Dusling has a little bit of words to say to the students.
Thank you. You know, Ms. Kreutzer mentioned about Dr. Schuler and starting the starting the scholarship, and that's good. What I really want to do is congratulate the students that are here tonight. You've self-realized, you've defined yourselves, and you've done it in a manner that created the ability for you to get this scholarship. That's fantastic. In the future, whether you go to college or wherever you're at in your life, you will continue to redefine yourselves, self-realize. I mean, it's given. You're leaving here. You've been here 4 years. We can't do any more damage to you. So you're going out, and but you're going to be redefining yourselves throughout your whole life. You've demonstrated that you can reach self-realization. You've demonstrated that you can define yourselves, and certainly we're very, very proud of you, and we look forward to your future successes. What we have is a tradition. When we honor the students, for whatever it is, we also ask the parents and those in support, little brothers, to stand up so we can give you a round of applause for all the efforts that you made to make these students what they are. So please stand up so we can give you a round of applause, parents. Thank you all very much.
So we're going to continue with the meeting, and I will pause for a few minutes. You're welcome to stay. I know you're just waiting for all our barn-burning issues here, but I'll wait a few minutes if you would like to leave. But congratulations again.
Thanks.
Thank you.
President Kreitzer?
Yes.
Just as a comment, tonight the mics are hot all the time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. We're moving on, and next on the agenda is public comments, but Ms. Keyes tells me no one had signed up for public comments.
That is correct.
Thank you. And so next on the agenda is the superintendent's report. Dr. Rowe.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Kreutzer. Well, tonight, as we enter our July board meeting, I'd like to start my comments this evening with a welcome to Mrs. Kara Kendrick for joining our associate superintendent team and joining the board table. I'm excited about the energy and alignment that you're going to bring to our student services team. Just wanted to acknowledge you joining our table here this evening. Next, I want to offer a thank you and accept formally the donations made to the district over the course of the last year. Huge thank you to parents, our booster organizations, as well as our business partners for the generous donations over the course of the year. We're gratefully accepting just over $227,000 in donations that will go to enhance our student experiences that we're able to offer in District 214. So thank you for that. And then just a brief update. We have an update coming from O&M on some of the construction work later in the meeting, but I thought I would offer a general update on, we've had a busy summer. This is one of the faster summers I can remember, and it's just the nature of the work that goes on when the students aren't here is we turn the system over to be ready for a new group of kids. In June, our district executive council held a retreat, a 2-day retreat focused on our path forward and setting goals for our team. Our strategic planning partner, Deliver Ed, spent that time with us, spending a good portion of that doing our leadership evaluation of where we stand as a district to help guide some of that goal-setting efforts. Day 2 was a data retreat where we spent guiding our building leadership teams through a review, analysis, and discussion on where we are in terms of student performance and helping fuel some of their work on their school improvement team so they can set their goals that will guide the work at our buildings throughout the course of the year and their school improvement plans. Deliver Ed will be back with us in early August to share the results of their data analysis as well as the initial feedback from the first survey iteration that they've put out. They'll be here at the board on August 22nd to deliver a public address to you on that progress, the early progress thus far. And then finally, our principals have been active this summer hiring, maybe a little bit more so than they've been used to in years past. And that's just the nature of a little bit of movement from some of our employees moving on to advanced positions, as well as just filling some of the openings administratively. So we have a decent changeover in some of our administrative team members that are going to be changing this next school year. So we've been busy hiring. And then finally, we're finalizing our planning processes as we prepare for Admin Week, the first week of August, where we will reset with our administrators, share with them the goals for the year, and kind of set the year in motion. So once August 1st hits, we're full speed ahead, and the kids will be here before you know it. So just wanted to give you an update on some of the work behind the scenes that have been going on in the school district. It's been a busy and productive summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rowe. Next on the agenda is board updates. Mr. Walker, would you like to start?
Sure, I have one. Let me turn this on. So our D214 Education Foundation is hosting a outing at Topgolf in Schaumburg on September 5th. I know we have a few accomplished golfers on the board, and thankfully I've been able to make a beautiful friendship with them because they remain humble and put their egos aside. We ask everyone to put yourself into the game and help us drive donations for our students. Again, all agents are welcome, and head to 214foundation.org to sign up with your friends. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you. Mr. Fiorito?
I've got a couple. First of all, there was no NSSEO meeting this month in July, so I'll report back in August on the next meeting that we have. I also wanted to mention that the foundation has their quarterly meeting next week. Mr. Mogi and I will be attending. And then last but not least, there's two things. There's a new way to register your young adult for sports programs in District 214. Being a parent of my last child, it is much different. I do like it, the fact that the parents and the guardians have to register their child for a sport. So that's number one. And then number two, I've had a lot of questions regarding this. So District 214 did not make the decision to push back the start time for practices. That was the IHSA that did that. I know several parents are asking why we're not having any practices that first week of August, the 5th through the 9th, but practices start on the 12th, and it has nothing to do with the district. It is all about the IHSA providing guidance that says that school sports programs would not start until August 12th. So those of you that might be watching out there, if your kids are in sports, that's the reason why it starts on August 12th and not on the 5th. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, that was a hot topic at IHSA this summer.
Yep.
Ms. Roque?
I don't have much to report, but just a reminder for registration, students, make sure that you are registering before we begin school, which is shortly, a little over a month, right? Less than a month now? Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Dustling?
I had my chance to talk. Thank you.
Oh. He shocked me. Mr. Heineman, anything?
No report.
Okay. Just a couple of things. Congratulations to all the students that participated in the summer musical, which was different. The Greatest Showman. It was just the musical from The Greatest Showman, and it wasn't the musical itself. And kudos again to Wheeling Park District. You know, we have this great partnership with villages and Park District. I remember a few years ago when the summer musical was outside in Mount Prospect, and how we worked with the Mount Prospect Park District. So just a shout out to Wheeling Park District and having the concert at Heritage Park. Really happy about that. Okay, end of reports.
1 second. We should also thank Wheeling High School because they provided the access to their gym. Am I right, Dr. Hubbard? Auditorium, because it got rained on the one night, yeah.
Okay, great. 9.1, approval of dispose of closed session. Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Dustling?
Yes.
Walker?
Yes.
She's not on.
Fiorito?
Abstain.
Heinemann,
Aye.
Rauch,
Aye.
and Kreutzer.
Aye.
Motion carries 501.
Thank you. 9.1.2, approval of six-month review. Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Fiorito,
Yes.
Dustling,
Yes.
Heinemann,
Aye.
Rauch,
Aye.
Walker,
Yes.
and Kreutzer.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you. Now we're at business services, approval of accounts payable. Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Keeley, anything to add about accounts payable?
Nothing at this time?
Okay, thank you. Call the roll.
Dustling,
Yes.
Fiorito,
Yes.
Heinemann,
Aye.
Rauch,
Aye.
Walker,
Yes.
and Kreutzer.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
And I believe we have a discussion item 922. Mr. Keeley, anything to report?
Certainly, just a brief update for the board. We had recently received notice, and those of you that are Cook County taxpayers reminded me when I saw you that tax bills came out on time, and therefore our revenue is going to be more aligned with expectations. So our team met with PMA this week to review a new version of our cash flow for this fiscal year going into next year, recognizing those taxes that will impact our investment for the Wheeling Township Treasury as well in a favorable manner. So that is good news. We're hoping for continued consistency from Cook County. This year, for our financial closeout, we're working on the June 30th closeout, the fiscal year 24 closeout. We actually had a meeting with the auditors last week to talk about the audit, their final field work coming up later this fall, and our team is reviewing where our financials ended up for the year to see, what was spot on, what was close, what wasn't close, and how do we get it closer next year and understand how to meet the resources, tighten up the budget as much as possible so that our resources are available for what we need. And we anticipate having a detailed analysis of our fiscal year 24, that's June 30th, unaudited figures at the August 8th board meeting.
Oh.
And last but not least, just kind of a broad overview that our teams are preparing for the start of the school year. Food service folks are returning next week. Transportation team under the new leadership of Mike Bogner, our new supervisor of purchasing and transportation, are starting to work on routing with Grand Prairie and our taxi vendors. And that's all I have for you.
Thank you. Board members, anything for Mr. Keeley?
Mr. Keeley, I have a quick question. As far as you mentioned transportation, and they're just starting to work on that, the busing, will that have different stops or different shuttle times or things like they've done in the past? Or is it just going to be at the beginning of school and at the end of school? Has it been discussed yet?
It has. So obviously the bell times have changed, so the
Yes.
route timing has changed. As far as big buses, regular ed routes, we're consistent year to year, so bus stops are should essentially be the same, no major shifts in the population. And we're having internal discussions about the late arriving, early dismissal shuttles. Those are being removed this year. That's kind of a cast back to our COVID days. So starting this year, we will not have those available, which will certainly free up resources for us.
Great, great. And so the parents are aware. Thank you.
We'll include that specific information in back to school written communication to families because that is a change that some may have become too reliant on that late bus.
Right.
But we ran the data on it and it was really being unused, like oftentimes empty buses running routes. We just can't sustain that. So collectively, along with our principals, made the decision.
Great.
It was the right move, but we'll communicate that explicitly with families.
Thank you.
Great, appreciate it. 9.3, teaching and learning. Approval of University of Illinois contract. Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Dr. Lopez.
Sure. About a year ago, we implemented the state's new mandate for auto acceleration. This caused some concerns among our sender schools regarding its impact on math. Dr. Rowe, as a result, invited the sender superintendents to join us for a discussion about their concerns, and it was at that meeting that it was determined that we could benefit from bringing our math teachers and administrators together to discuss alignment of our learning standards. And since we're involving 18 schools in the project and more than 180 staff members, we felt strongly that there was a need for an external facilitator. So U of I's team, which is the Metro Chicago Math Initiative, was recommended to us by the ROE and was already working with some of our sender schools, so there was some built-in trust. And so there's 3 aspects of the project. There'll be engagement with learning standards, development of a vision and expectations for math instruction, and on-site visits for collaboration and coaching. So we recommend approval of the contract.
Board members?
This is probably the first time, as it says in Dr. Lopez's information, first time in a long time that we've had everybody, the center districts, everybody together looking at math. I remember we did something with Spanish a number of years ago, probably 20 years ago, and that worked out very well. But this is the first time with math, and it's long overdue, and it should be good. Should be good.
We are very excited about this. The district has added some strong interventions in recent years, but if we're going to attack and see growth year over year in our math scores, which we recognize is sorely needed, that occurs at the Tier 1 everyday math classroom level. And that's what this is going to address, and I think this is a systemic investment, an investment in our systemic improvement at the everyday classroom level. So I'm very excited and really appreciative of our 7 sender schools for their engagement and interest in basically aligning our practices 6th grade through Algebra 2, which should help all of us.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ms. Rowe.
Dr. Lopez, thank you very much. I agree with the prior comments that we are appreciative that the sender schools are working with us. I think that it's absolutely to the benefit of the students. I have a few questions.
Sure.
First of all, you mentioned that one of the districts or some of the schools have already worked with you.
In the past, they've had a relationship with this particular group for their own, like K-5 or other areas of math engagement, so they were familiar with them.
Do we have any documentation that there was actually quantitative results that demonstrated progress in the math area?
Not necessarily for high school, although they've worked with other districts. The feedback that I received from both the ROE and from the sender associate soups were that they felt the engagement was very strong. It's not always directly tied to test scores. It was tied to their curriculum development or selection of materials. They work in all aspects of the math. So I don't have anything specific for that except their feedback that they felt it was very effective.
Okay.
If I could just address, a lot of the conversations that we anticipate this really generating is the handoff points that our feeders might give us, our students. And a lot of times they're coming from different points. Like District 15, although there's only one school that part of their students come to us, they're having conversations around Algebra 1 for all at the 8th grade level, whereas each individual district may approach math slightly different about where their 8th graders exit and come in. This focus will be on alignment of instructional practices to standards so that we can identify where those gaps are and increase that alignment so that students enter in more of a common place that we can pick up and take off. It should result in what you're after.
That is one of the stated goals. On the handout I gave you, it's an explicit goal, it's not the one that I led with.
It is, okay. So we are looking to align the sender schools to where our students will be entering in, and so that.
And I'm sorry, and there's also an entire aspect of classroom practice and best practice in regarding math instruction and pedagogy.
And you mentioned, I think it said 24 or 25 days that there will be.
It's about 25 days of engagement next year.
And is that 25 where all participants are together then in one central, or is that like, we have 18 sender schools, does that count as 18?
We have 12 senders plus our 6 schools, so there's 18 schools. So what it is there's multiple days for the engagement, so there will be 3 days where a mix, so you give people options. You can't empty all of our schools of math teachers, and so roughly about a third of the teachers on each day are engaging in that first series of PD, then there's a second one, so it's about every other month between October and April or so, I
think.
believe, yeah.
Okay, all right, so it's more about alignment as opposed to specific curriculum and.
Together and with state standards.
And obviously, state standards, yes, thank you, Doctor. Okay, all right, thank you.
I don't have a question, but I just want to add that this is really tying into our strategic plan. Because we said, we created this long-term plan, which for me was really unique, seeing that. And part of it was, for the long-term, was to bring in our center districts to be part of it, get their input. What do these people, these parents, the teachers, the staff, what do they expect out of sending their kids to our high schools? And so I think working with our center districts just on math is a great step to ultimately get where we need to be with our strategic plan. So I'm fully supportive of it, and I just love the idea.
Anything, Lenny?
No, it's all good stuff.
Okay. I have to tell you, when Dr. Rowe first told me about this, I went, I'm shocked. Well, because I've been around a long time. The collaboration was never there. I mean, there was some, but to get all of them on board was just the point where I went, oh my goodness, how did you do this? So yeah, really, really looking forward to this.
Yeah. Dr. Rowe's engagement, the superintendents, set the stage for it, as well as the auto acceleration and that state mandate.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so call the roll.
Dessling?
Yes.
Rauch?
Aye.
Fiorito?
Yes.
Heineman?
Aye.
Walker?
Yes.
Kreutzer?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
Good, and I think we just have a discussion-only item from operations. Mr. Yulee.
Thank you. I'd like to invite Netta Mistak up, our Director of Operations, to give the board a summer construction update on major projects and also be available to answer any questions.
Board of Education, I'm so sorry. It's my pleasure today to present for you the midsummer update of the summer construction. However, before I will jump on that, I will also like to mention that all of CMA members, they are in the middle of the summer cleaning. We are working very hard with our crews on the schools to be ready to open schools for the students. Also, we're doing a lot of the internal projects as well as deep cleaning. And my pleasure today is present for you where we are with our capital projects. As we know, the summer is almost in the middle. And we have a very short presentation that I have a pleasure to present. Michael Browning, my colleague, he's supposed to be with us, but he's not feeling well. Okay, then I will have a couple of points that I will go overall schedule where we are with each projects, and then we will present some of the pictures as well as we have a little gift for Mr. Heyman. Okay, let's start from the beginning. The first one is Elk Grove Student Service. As we all know, this project started very early because we were able to start that project in early March, working with the school administration. In this moment, we are almost in the end of this project. Everything is going well with the schedule, how we expected. As you will be able to see a little further, we are on a completion of the drywall. We are working on all of the ceiling tiles, putting the light fixtures, all of the installation of the carpet, and all of finishes. Now the plan for our team as well as the school, we are working with a collaboration with the furniture company, with final cleaning company to do that very efficient, that when the staff and the nurse and everybody will come back, before the students will come, we will be ready to open for them. The next project, which is also on Elk Grove, it's the culinary classroom. And this project is a little bit different pace. We are over there in a completion of the demo. which everything went very smooth for us. This project required a lot of the underground piping and a lot of the new utilities. This project will be finished in Labor Day. That's where we're planning to open both sides. The project, like culinary classroom, we have a kitchen, we have a station when the students will be cooking and they will have a like hands-on lecture. As well, we have the other portion when they will have the regular class. And the plan for us and the team, as well as the school leadership, is to be able to open for the students as soon as the school will start the lecture portion. But because of a lot of the underground work, as well as a lot of the equipment, the other portion we will be able fully open in Labor Day. That's the goal for all of us. Moving forward, then we move into the prospect, and I will have to say with the pleasure so far that this one so far is the best roof projects that we have in District 214 under my leadership. We have a new architect company, Arcan, working with us. We have a new roof specialist that he's advising on those projects. Even with the weather that is not very well cooperating with us, we are all full on a schedule. That so far, all of the demo of the roof is completely done. The roof is tight and waterproof. We put all of the insulation. We also work with the architect and with to redesign that roof that will be properly designed and sloped, that we will not have any issue in the future with any standing water over there. Also working with the cooperation with the co-op purchase with the train, we were able to get shipment all of the RTUs units. Like you will see later on the pictures, we already have a crane over there. We pick up the old equipment, we brought new curbs, and we have a new rooftop units. Next week, we have a schedule of the balancing of the HVAC system. Then I am very confident that when students will come back, we will be ready with that project as well. Next projects that we will have on a prospect, it's the pool plastering projects, which we are almost in a completion of cleaning after hydroblasting. That this was very challenging projects because we were working with the plaster company, doing everything that we will not have any issue that we're having with the plaster and with the pool previously. Because of that, during the demo, we met with the engineering, and we have the consultant from WTA group consulting us when they did removal of the old plaster. We also decide without an additional cost to doing hydroblasting. Hydroblasting, it's a little bit more aggressive removal of the old plaster, and that was advised by the engineering group that the new plaster will be better bonding to the old surface. We are finished that this week, and we also finished the cleaning all of it because it requires special chemical. Today they start retiling any damaged tiles, and we will move to the final cleanup and plastering next week. That prospect pool is scheduled to be ready when the students will come back. Moving further, it's Buffalo Grove Athletic Fields Phase 1. This one, it's going very well. Like I mentioned before, the weather doesn't cooperate very well with us. It's very rainy summer, and it's a lot rain. Because of that, not all of the trades are able to work how we want it. Because of that, we required some overtime and working over the weekend. However, we have to be very open-minded that the neighborhood have the very strict regulation when and which hours we can work. These projects, we are about 11 days behind. However, working with other trades, we're trying to implement different stages, what we can do between when not everything can be done because of the rain. MWRD and Village of Buffalo Grove, they are very cooperating with us. It's big involvement from both institutions. They have the weekly walkthroughs with us. So far, we did all of the demo. We prepped the site with all of the fences. We start this week meeting with the team and preparing because we have to put additional parking that it's required from MWRD. Before the school will open, we will have have to paint portion of the tennis court to provide additional parking. MWRD doesn't want us anymore to use the basin over there because they said they allowed us until the moment when we start the demo. In this point, they would like us to repaint, restripe the portion of the parking, tennis court, I'm sorry, how I mentioned. However, in this case, the school will have even more extra parking because of that. That we're working with the logistic to prep everything. Then the final project that I have on the Buffalo Grove, it's the train Tunkiki projects. We removed 10 old Lachenvars boilers. They were about 24 years old boilers, 10 of them. We were able to bring only 4 boilers that they will be very high efficient boilers. They will save us a lot of the energy, as well as with these projects, we were able to separate the domestic and hot water. We completely, with installation of the new high-speed efficient boilers, do that projects. As well as you will observe on the last pictures, we were able to make a bigger entrance to the boiler room that in the future, if we will have to work with any additional equipment, we have the easy access way. As well, these boilers, they will be on a new train platforms when the school will be easily able to monitor them. That's the very quick overview. We have a full presentation if any of the board members or Dr. O would like to have it. Chris have the full presentation. Like I mentioned, the schedule, we are on a schedule with everything, even with the rain, and we are able to work around and be sure that everything will be open for the students.
Yeah, and as a reminder with the Buffalo Grove project, we were never going to be done at the start of school. That project was going to go well into the fall. And so, you know, we'll do our best to make up those 12 days, but the reality is our priority is to try and get those new tennis courts up. I don't know that we'll make it for the IHSA state finals that we typically host, but we have a contingency plan in place for that. So none of our students will be impacted by the delays because we already planned on not having that space available to us. Want to share some pictures now?
Yeah.
And at this point, feel free to ask any
please
questions you may
feel
have.
free to ask me any questions.
Can I ask one question real quick on BG? In the neighborhood, it's very, what about parking for the students? Is that going to be less or more?
It's a little bit less, and that's because of the basin. The parameters these days with basin parking lots is now, I think, 6 inches to 12 inches, and that's about 7 or 8 feet below grade. So obviously that was grandfathered in a long time ago. So like Annetta mentioned, we have to take half of the tennis courts, so 6 tennis courts, and turn that into parking to alleviate and have the minimum number of parking spaces required for a building that size. So at the end of it, I don't know the...
Right now, when we will paint the half of the tennis court, we will have even a little bit more space. But when we return the full regular operation, we will have couple less. We have extended conversation on a village board meeting regarding that because some parents, a lot of the parents, they ask that questions, but we will fully comply with the village code required. And also we did a full study during the day when we have a pickup drop-off as well as some additional bigger events. And through this study, we were able to present that it will be enough the parking. If we will have some big events like we have a graduation or something like that, then the school and Principal Walder, he present that we have some other options with the parking.
Thank you.
Phase 2 is when we add that secondary parking lot officially, so that's next summer.
Yes, that let's start from that student service in Algrove. What we see over here, it's the main entrance. When the scaffolding is, that will be main logo. It's very custom made for a school that right now it's protected. As we can see, in a 95%, this picture was took about 5 days ago. They are working very fast to finish enclosing the ceiling, doing the final touch-ups of the paint and installation of the doors. Yeah, we can see over here some green colors. Then further on the next pictures, we will see custom-made. Those are the tiles for the bathrooms, which schools pick. And this one, now it's combined both the classroom and the culinary classroom. As we can see right now in this moment, we open everything, we demo everything. We are about 85% to putting the concrete and finalizing some underground utilities. The same over here, we can see how massive even the grease trap, like this, the hood, the exhaust hood that we will be having in this classroom is the size of the pickup truck. That it will be very impressive, and it will be phenomenal experience for the students. They will have full experience to cook in a professional kitchen. Over here we have a prospect. The crane was picking up the curbs and bringing the new rooftop units. Over here we can see how the workers, they put the insulation. Yeah, and here they are starting painting and finishing the insulation. This one is Prospect Pool. If anybody would like I know Mr. Mark visit the pool, but it's very impressive. Now it's open. Before it was covered with full, they protected and fully covered with it was like the tent built, and the workers was going inside, plus they install special like exhaust to take the dust over there when they were doing the demo of that. Over here we can see that's the way for the handicapped students to access the pool. Yes. This one is the Buffalo Grove. It's a lot of the dirt. It's nothing very interesting over there. But here they are starting putting some utilities. Yes, installing the pipes and bringing all of the drainage over there. And those are the boilers, the 4 new boilers in a Buffalo Grove, as well as very impressive opening. I think that will be the biggest opening that we have in the District 214. I think that's it. I don't know if any of you have any additional questions.
Okay. Lenny and I thought the Buffalo Grove, we thought it said battlefield and not ball field.
Thank you so much.
Wait, Nina?
Sorry,
I have
go
two
ahead.
questions. First of all, I want to thank you for the very thorough presentation. It is great to see today, to understand everything that the district is putting into these projects and all of your efforts. We really appreciate that. And Chris, we appreciate all your leadership there too. And then how often, I assume that you're on these sites, like almost daily, it seems like, for the amount that you were able to detail?
How it looks, we have very nice setup. We set up this year. We have a weekly, me and Mike Browning. Mike Browning mostly, he represents our department with the construction. That me and Mike, we join every week on Tuesdays. We are on all of the schools. We call them OAC. We have owner architects meeting when we meet with our team, with the architects, engineering, as well as the school administration. On Thursday, me or Mike on a rotation, we have a site visit. As well, on every Thursday, we have the weekly updates with the pictures to us, as well as we have a construction folder in District 214 Drive. When all of the business office, as well as the operation, we have the access. We have a weekly updates with the pictures.
Wow, wow. Okay, thank you. I did have a few quick questions. So, Mr. Walker, to address the parking, you said that there will be a little bit more.
In the beginning, yes, when we will paint now, yes, but then they will have a little bit layers, but it was nothing very concerning for our schools that they will not like to do that.
Right. I remember discussing that at one of the prior board meetings. Now, you mentioned that we are a little bit delayed because of the weather, and that's understandable. You also mentioned that we sometimes have to come in on the weekends, or we're looking to come in on the weekends. How does that affect the budget?
So far, it didn't affect how it's working right now. Like we know, like the weather is of course Mother Nature. However, we as an owner, we have some allowance, and we have built that some of the days. That with some of the sites contractors, we have agreements that they can come on a Saturday if they are not able to do something on weekdays. We don't put so far an additional overtime. I think with, like I mentioned before, with some of the things that we are able to do between the rain events, we are still on a track, and it's nothing that it will concern us from the perspective to putting OT.
Okay, great. And regarding the boilers for BG, you said they removed 10? And then the replacement was 4, and that is going to compensate for the 10, so they're that efficient.
Yes, I think in all of the D214 schools, we use the thermal solution boilers. On a BG, we have a lock and bars. This year, with the cooperation of engineering team, as well as the train company and our team from HVAC, we have proposed different type of the boilers. However, this new technology that we have right now installed in a BG, this is very new. They are very high efficient. I think they are most efficient boilers that they are existing in the market. And from perspective of maintaining and preventive maintenance, they will be the best for our team to do them in the future. I already have some conversation that in the future, if we would like to do, probably that's the road, and this is the type of the boilers that we would like to have.
Okay. Because they're the newer boilers, do we need any additional training, or is CMA already versed in the?
The HVAC head of our Department of Central Maintenance, he was on the process of designing that. Every time when we bring the equipment, we are sure that they will be able to maintain that, as well as the training is always the portion of the installation of the equipment.
Okay, I absolutely appreciate your thorough information. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And just as an aside, I wanted to throw a shout out to Wheeling High School, because I know during the summer for some of the camps, events, Wheeling High School is kindly welcoming students. So thank you. Board members?
Question. I assume that that lower basin at Buffalo Grove is going to be filled in flat with dirt that comes from that upper level?
Yes.
Before they do that, there's going to be a 2-story massive storm trap that'll be placed in that basin and then covered, yes.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned about tennis. Maybe it could be done, maybe whatever. If we're going to put that much soil in there and then put on top of that tennis courts, are we ready to not have that soil settle down? Because it's going to be brand-new soil, and if you put in tennis courts and fences and everything else, it takes a long time for that soil to settle. And if we put it in too fast, we're going to be redoing it in a year and a half.
I very much agree that what we do, like for tomorrow morning, like because of the massive size of that and how much the soil we have over there, we work with a company that is on the Buffalo Grove. They are doing the soil testing for us, as well as what we do puller off. And I did that exercise when they were teaching me last year on a wheeling truck. What that means, the truck is coming, it's very heavy truck with the soil on top, but because of the size of the construction, they are putting the truck on one portion, and the truck is going, and the engineering and the person from the testing company, they go behind and they observe how the soil and the gravel is pressing and which direction. And based on that, we have to see if we have to do any undercuts. As well, to not, like you mentioned, it's so much soil and so many sub-gravels of different material that they do that in a portion. And every time when they have any objections, they send that for additional testing, as well as additional drainage over there, and all of the involvement of additional engineering firm to
I would
really,
hope so.
To prevent that in the future.
I would hope so, because 2 years from now, I don't want to be talking about replacing fences and tennis courts up at Buffalo Grove, because that's expensive.
Absolutely, especially how much we are investing with that, yes.
I've got a couple questions and a comment. This is for selfish reasons, but August 12th is probably the open date for the prospect pool?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Perfect.
We're still on track.
Question regarding the Buffalo Grove tennis courts, nothing related to the soil, but you said that we're going to be using some of the courts for parking. Does that put any, damper on the Buffalo Grove High School tennis program?
They're in the loop on all of this. Matt Myers, the athletic director, is well aware. We've been coordinating with him for probably a year now. So he's put some pieces in place to offset that impact. Obviously, going from, I think, 12 courts to 6 courts does have an impact, but they're utilizing, partner schools or off-site locations to supplement.
Okay, great. I think the updates were fantastic. Thank you very much. And last but not least, I'm just glad that we didn't have any discussion regarding the porta potties. Thanks.
Thank you.
Millie, we're here, the door's wide open. Here we go.
Mr. Heineman, any comments about Prospect Pool? I know you're on this. Mark, anything?
I was there this morning, and everything seems to be on schedule and going smoothly.
Okay. I have one question that doesn't have anything to do with the presentation. What is going on with the roof here?
So we're in the midst of a second repair. And when you're doing a repair, you're obviously exposed to the elements, and we got the 2 very severe storms that came in. So we had roughly eight-ish leaks that were impacting mostly ceiling tiles and some paint. And so definitely fixable. I think the roof is sealed now, or close to. So we've kind of got it protected now, and then we'll come back and touch up those areas impacted.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Next, we have Student Services, approval of Hopeful Beginnings. Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Ms. Kendrick, give us an update. For the benefit of the audience, why don't you give a little background about what Hopeful Beginnings is?
Okay. So Hopeful Beginnings is an organization that we have partnered with for over a decade, and they provide services to young girls who find themselves in a situation of being pregnant. And this year they supported 41 girls. They're typically called through a counselor or anyone in student services or the school nurse, and they come out to the school and they counsel the students, work with them and their parents, and their student support team at their school. And then ultimately they had 11 young moms who they worked with all throughout the year, supporting them in many ways, providing resources throughout the community. They do an incredible holiday party. They do a Mother's Day party. They provide resources for students and all of the things that they might need to take care of their babies. And then in addition to that, they had 5 students at Vanguard who saw the Hopeful Beginnings counselor every single day. They come out every day and run a group called Hopeful Group and support any of the girls across the district who are interested. And this year they had 5 both semesters.
Okay. Board members.
I've been involved with Hopeful Beginnings for a number of years, back when Joanne Bratta started at Rolling Meadows. I try to visit it every year. They do a fantastic job in counseling, prenatal, parenting issues. They really do a good job. And they have a facility here that is in Vanguard, and I would urge any board members or anyone to go there someday when they have their sessions, because they're really caring, and they support students not only with the prenatal and postpartum and whatever else, but what they do is they support them in getting their academics, having them continue with academics while they're there, which is really great. So it's a good program, and I certainly support it.
Ms. Rock?
The only comment I'll add on to what Mr. Dustling said is that they also do the academic support as well. And this was a topic that was discussed during our
teacher advisory committee. So, and it has had positive effects. So, yes, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, call the roll.
Dustling?
Yes.
Heineman?
Aye.
Fiorito?
Yes.
Rauch?
Aye.
Walker?
Yes.
Kreutzer?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
9.6.1, freedom of information, motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Freedom of information report. Any discussion or comments for Mr. Mogi? Call the roll.
Walker?
Yes.
Fiorito?
Yes.
Dustling?
Yes.
Heineman?
Aye.
Rauch?
Aye.
And Kreutzer?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you. Now I need a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of discussing the employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, specific individuals who serve as independent contractors in an educational setting, or legal counsel for the public body. And the second reason is setting a price for sale or lease of property. Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Walker?
Yes.
Rauch?
Aye.
Dustling?
Yes.
Fiorito?
Yes.
Heineman?
Aye.
Kreutzer?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you. We will have action after closed session. Time frame? What do you think?
30, 40 minutes.
Okay. We'll be back.
So moved.
Second.
Call roll. Dustling.
Yes.
Rauch.
Aye.
Fiorito.
Yes.
Heineman.
Aye.
Walker.
Yes.
Kreutzer.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 9:16.
You're adjourned.